Welcome to One Question at a Time, the TSI series. Question number 64. Andre is traveling at a speed of 65 miles per hour. At this rate, how long will it take Andre to travel 195 miles? Let's review on formula of a distance, speed, and time. Okay, so you can draw a circle and then have the horizontal go through. And then we have the D for distance. Okay, V, T. Now, if you want to find T, you will use your finger and cover letter T inside the circle. Then it left you with D over V. Okay. Now, if you want to find D, you use the same technique. Take your fingers, cover D. You will have D equal V times T. Okay, because V and T at the bottom of the horizontal line inside the circles. So it is the multiplication right here. Okay. Now we have one more is V. If you want to find V, you cover V with your fingers and then you have left with D divided by T. Okay, in this case, we have to use this formula right here. Okay, so how we know which formula we will use? So we have to read the question carefully. So the speed is the velocity as well. If we can say it's a V for speed, it's 65 miles per hour. Okay, and then they're asking how long. How long mean they're asking for the time. What is T? And D is 195 miles. So if we want to drawing, just kind of like visualize it, 1 hours, you will run 65 miles. Okay, so if you run 1 hour, you run 65 miles. If you run 1 more hours, you will run another 65 miles. Okay, if you run 1 more hours, you will run 65 miles more. Okay, so you add them up. Okay, so let's solve this one. We have 195 mile over 65 mile per hour. So we'll do the number two numbers. So we take we will have 65, okay, 195 divided 65. 1 divided by 6 is not divisible, so we take one more digits. So it will be 19. Okay, 19 divided by 6 is about 3, because 3 times 6 is about 18. So now we do complete, and 3 times 5 is 5. 15, write 5, remember 1. Okay, so 3 times 6 is 18. Remember 1 is 19. Okay, so we subtract top to bottoms. You got 0 remainder. Okay, so the answer is 3. And how about the unit? And we know here is hours. They're given the hours, right? So of course, this one will be in hours. However, you see this one in minute, we still have to be careful because you can convert hour into minute with the relationship 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Okay, so 585 minutes is about, I say it's about because we don't want to take our time to do like the exact numbers. Okay, so this one is close to 600, right? Minute is close, so it's close to 10 hours because 1 hour is 60 minutes, and you see that the power of 10 make it 10, one more zero behind number 1, right? Or if you don't believe me, you can multiply this relationship by 10 both sides. You will have 1 times 10 is 10, and then you have 60 times 10 is 600. Okay, so and we know that is 10 hours, and this one will not be considered as the answer. Okay, and also we can look at this. We have mile, okay, over mile per hours. Remember, if we have the relationship of, if we have something like A divided by B over C, okay, that is A, you multiply, instead of divide, now you multiply by the reciprocal of B over C, which is C over B. Okay, and remember, if we have X, that's also equal X over 1. Why do that? Because I want to write 8 over 1. Okay, so I can do the multiplications between two fractions, A times C over 1 times B, which is B. Okay, now if you look at that, we have our A right here. Don't worry, is A and B in this case is the same. Okay, we just look at the position to making sure we apply the right formula. Okay, so my A is the mile multiplied by reciprocal of mile per hour, which is hour per mile. Okay, and mile is mile over 1. Remember that? Now you can cancel this one, hour over 1, just hours. This is how we simplify the unit. And then this one is 3 hours exactly, because the remainder is 0. Okay, so 3 hours is the correct answer. Also, by visualize, and we draw it on the at the middle right now, it's like 1 hour you ride 65 miles. You ride 3 hours, you can add them up, right? So you will have 60, 65, and 65, and 65 is 65 times 3. You can do the multiplication, or you can break it down at 60 at 5 and multiply by 3. So you fold it in and then you add them. So that is 180. 60 times 3, 180, and 3 times 5 is 15. Now you add up, that will be 195 miles. And then the hours you add up. Okay, you add the hours. You have to ride 195 miles, and it's in 3 hours. You can do that, or just basically do the divisions based on the formula. Thank you for participating in this series, and see you next time.